What's a scary or disturbing fact that would probably keep most people awake at night? Dust mites are microscopic arachnids that live in your sheets and pillows and feeds on your dead skins. They are apparently in all homes no matter how clean. They are just vibing. There's nothing fundamentally stopping something in your brain from breaking forever while you sleep tonight. You could be hungry forever, lose your eyesight, become consumed with uncontrollable rage, whatever. All it takes is a tiny hemorrhage in the right spot responsible for regulating some signals, and they can happen to literally anyone. A friend of mine had a brother who died in a creepily abrupt and wholly unexpected way. His brother was just 30 years old, a fit runner and soccer player. One night after a few drinks with friends he returned home and fell asleep in his chair whilst watching TV. He fell asleep sitting upright with his head resting forward, chin on his chest. Try it now, sit upright and angle your chin down as far as you can, take a breath. Feel how slightly labored it is? Well, he slowly suffocated himself to death through the night simply down to head/neck angle. Scary stuff. The frontal lobotomy was performed with no anesthesia and it was an outpatient procedure. Even funner facts, it was performed by sticking an ice pick in the ear duct, punching through the skull, and swishing it around in the brain tissue. There was no way to gauge or predict its effectiveness because you were just swirling it around in brain tissue. And the funnest fact of all, because of number 2, patients were often kept awake and asked questions during the lobotomy to see when their mental performance/behavior changed to determine when the lobotomy was done. Edit with additional fun fact, the guy who invented and popularized it won the Nobel Prize. There is a spider that has fangs so powerful that it can bite through a leather boot. It usually attacks multiple times and you have to grab it and pry it off of you. It is also incredibly deadly. Edit, I wrote it below here, but it's the Sydney funnel web spider. Because of its venom it is the deadliest spider. Let me guess, it's from Australia. Another good reason to never ever leave Canada. The spiders here are small and not dangerous. You are far more likely to be murdered by someone you know than a stranger. Ha, joke's on you, I don't know anyone. Pill bugs aren't bugs at all. Those roly-polies are actually crustaceans. Tiny land lobsters. This one is oddly cute to me. When swimming in stagnant water you could inhale an amoeba which eats its way through your nose and then eats your brainstem. You can get a flesh-eating amoeba from a water park. Edit, sorry, not sure about flesh. I meant brain. This one's a little esoteric, but false vacuum decay, the fundamental properties of the universe might suddenly decide to change one day. It might be an insignificant change, or so great that all matter would just cease to exist, and we wouldn't see it coming until we blinked out of existence. Edit, fixed link so it didn't point to the in-fiction bit. Edit 2, as several people have pointed out below, there's a good Curse Jessup video on this. Upvotes to everyone who linked it. Whoa, I didn't think that was legit at first because the part of the wiki page it brought up was how it's been used in fiction. I did a mini project on quantum tunneling a few years back, but have never heard about false vacuum decay before. Thanks for the cool read, absolutely fascinating, and terrifying. So basically universe says fuck it, new vacuum state and gravity just fucking disappears. You could have a brain aneurysm with 0 symptoms. Any day it could rupture and kill you from significant blood loss. Happened to my mom's friend right in front of her. The seemingly perfectly healthy woman died at 40 without warning during a work trip and while having drinks with her friends. One second she was laughing, the next second she was on the ground. Never woke up again. My poor mom was the one that had to call her husband and kids. Aneurysm and blood clot are the 2 types of death that scare the shit out of me. Silent killers. Happened to my grandmother who was in perfect health. As a person dies, your sense of hearing is the last sense to be lost. That's more comforting to me, potentially hearing your loved ones. How did somebody find that out? There are a fair number of missing nuclear weapons. Edited to add, I certainly didn't expect this level of response. Thanks for the awards. For context, I used to work for a US intelligence service on a project tasked with recovering these things. It was, simultaneously, the most boring and terrifying year and a half of my life. Scary thing is there's one missing near me, and by near I mean at least 50 miles away and out of harm's way, but it's pretty close. Prints exist. Edit. I am not that good with biology, so I left it to other editors to explain. But since so many of you asked, prints are misfolded proteins that cause other proteins that interact them to become misfolded or prints themselves. This can stop crucial body processes and cause death, and there's no cure as far as I know. Not only that, every person has prints in their body, made as part of their DNA on chromosome 20. They are harmless to us until they come across a harmful one, that then teaches the proteins already in our body to fold. Prints are scary as fuck. Yes, but in a couple years when scientists synthesize a strain of polythiophene that is non-toxic, prion disease will be able to be treated and possibly cured. The serial killer Richard Chase would try random houses to break into. If the door was unlocked, he saw it as being an invitation. If it was locked, he saw it as a sign that he was unwelcome. When I was younger, I was in my room one time, home alone. I heard our front door open and someone come inside, while everyone was out. Hours later, every comes home. I asked, no one had stopped by. It always made me very uncomfortable. I only really heard the sound of them coming in, not leaving. You just made me double check my front door was unlocked. People who sleep less than 6 hours a night are at an increased risk to die prematurely. My husband stays up late a lot, and he read this information recently. It was enough to put the fear of God in him for like 3 days, then he was back to all-nighters. Skeptical edit, but I like the irony that this information is what would keep people from sleeping lol. Gonna put my phone down now, I think. Thank God. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.